Week 2 of the explosive Diddy trial is now in full swing, and the courtroom revelations are getting wilder by the day. But in a jaw-dropping twist, Justin Bieber has finally stepped forward, publicly distancing himself from Sean Diddy, Combs, and slamming the mogul's controversial statement addressing the avalanche of criminal allegations. But that's just the beginning. Diddy's latest public address didn't just try to defend his name, it named names. A list of A-list celebrities who were allegedly tied to his dark empire has now surfaced, and the internet is reeling. Even more shocking, prosecutors just dropped evidence that could change everything, exposing a web of Hollywood elites who were not only aware of Diddy's crimes, but were allegedly helping him cover them up. This isn't just a one-man downfall anymore. Now, some of the biggest names in entertainment are being pulled into the fire, and it looks like they're all about to go down.
I do feel sorry for him. We're all trying to go.
Guys, it's money. You don't care about people. Only money. Only money. No people. You don't care about human beings. Go. Go. Go.
Prosecutor Essa have now handed a stunning list of names to the jurors, over 100 individuals, including dozens of A-list celebrities. Every single one of them is expected to be mentioned during the trial. While the public continues to rally behind Cassie, a much darker truth is unfolding behind the scenes. Hollywood is quietly backing Puffy, just like we saw with Kanye West. Many of these powerful celebrities are secretly working behind closed doors, trying to pull strings and push for Diddy to be pardoned by Donald Trump. The courtroom may be after justice, but behind the cameras, the industry is protecting its own.
Why Michael B. Jordan, Kanye West, and more celebrities were name-dropped at Sean Diddy Combs' trial. As jury selection in the mogul's sex trafficking trial got underway May 5th in New York, NBC News reports prospective jurors were shown a list of more than 100 names of people and places that may be referenced during the trial, including actors Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, and rapper Kanye West. While the aforementioned celebrities are not implicated in the case, the potential jurors were asked whether they knew any of the names listed and whether it would impact their ability to be impartial, per the outlet. Attorneys did not share an explanation for the list. The names of women who have taken legal action against Combs were also on the list, including his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, whose November 2023 sexual abuse lawsuit against the rapper was settled one day after it was filed. Danity Kane alum Don Richard, who accused Combs of sexual assault in a lawsuit filed in September, was also listed. Combs has denied any wrongdoing in both cases.
For the first time since Diddy was officially charged, Justin Bieber's team has released a public statement addressing the situation. According to his representatives, Justin was not personally abused by Diddy, but he's fully aware that something dark and disturbing was happening behind the scenes. And now, he's standing in full support of the victims who are bravely coming forward. But here's what really speaks volumes. Justin never once questioned whether the abuse actually happened. He didn't call it alleged, because deep down, Justin knows the truth. The abuse was real.
Justin Bieber breaking his silence on the ordeal after months of speculation over their one-time relationship. His rep telling ET, although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. Bieber's questionable connection to Diddy piquing interest online as the rap mogul's indictment for sex trafficking and racketeering charges, which he denies, made headlines. Old clips of the two hanging out while Justin was underage resurfacing.
Let's just go get some girls. Let's go get some girls.
Man after my heart, that's what I'm saying. We hit him like this, so we and you walking, we hanging out, a little later on the night after the Usher concert.
There's also this old Jimmy Kimmel Live segment, adding to fan fears about what might have gone down with Diddy.
Got me a Lamborghini. It's,
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He had
time.
the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh, apparently not.
Everything ain't for everybody.
This all comes as Bieber's followers are worried for him, the singer's erratic social media posts causing concern week after week, the Beliebers asking if what he's seen behind the scenes of the industry.
Bieber was just 13 when he was signed by Usher, under the banner of LaFace Records, a label that operated under the influence of Diddy. But the moment Justin joined the label, Usher handed him over to Diddy. No explanations, no public reasoning. What's strange is, Diddy wasn't his manager, wasn't his mentor, and had no official role as a talent advisor. So the question remains, why was Diddy given custody of a teenage Justin Bieber? Something about this handoff doesn't add up. And now, people are finally asking the questions that were
Bieber
ignored for
described how
years.
the atmosphere
Was flown out to Atlanta by a manager. His name's Scooter Braun. Flown out to Atlanta just to meet with him and meet different producers and different people. I was actually going to meet Jermaine Dupri at his studio. And who rolls up? Usher in his Range Rover. It rolls up, and I was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And Scooter was like, "Yeah." And so I ran up to him and I was like, Usher, I love your songs. You want me to sing you one?" And he was like, "Let's just go inside, little buddy. It's cold out." So the politest possible way he could say no, he did. And I was like, wow, he just turned me down. And I was a little disappointed. He had to go into a studio session, so I was like, whatever. And a week later, he actually watched my videos with my manager and was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I let him sing? So flew me back to Atlanta where I got to meet him again. And he wanted to sign me. But there was something else.
Justin Timberlake, right?
Yes, Justin Timberlake also wanted to sign me. It was kind of like, what happened was Justin Timberlake and Usher both went into a ring and boxed it out. And the outcome was Usher. I think it was a TKO.
Justin Bieber turned 15, and it suddenly seemed that Hollywood was keen to almost initiate him. I think that's the right word. Like there was almost like this initiation that he needed to go through. So I want you to be now super uncomfortable and watch this video of an interaction between him and none other than Diddy. Take a listen.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
So, man, you good?
I'm good. How are you?
Young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'll tell you my number.
Diddy didn't just take Justin under his wing, he used him, and according to disturbing allegations, even pimped him out to other celebrities. Rumors have swirled for years about Diddy's strange closeness to Justin, and not long after their connection began,
about the
Justin's
treatment
behavior
Bieber
took
may
a
have
dark
endured.
turn.
You all remember those.
He started acting out, spiraling in public, and no one seemed to ask why. Now old footage is resurfacing, videos showing a young Justin partying with Diddy, visibly uncomfortable, uneasy, and completely out of place. The truth is finally catching up, and the world is watching.
Bad boy. Bad Check my bitch, I'ma break it again. Feds keeping it spot. Feds outside, like them Yeezys go dry. Watch a little bitch, you get it bad. I'm getting rich, you get it bad. I'm getting rich.
Cookouts, yeah, that's why I'm standing on Ferraris, yeah. In the 6'4", 6'5", 284 Bugatti. That's why I'm standing on Ferraris.
Has testified that Usher was actually harmful to his career and had a deeply negative impact on his life. The reason? Usher was the one who handed Justin over to Diddy. Insiders reveal that Diddy was struggling to sign Justin at first, and the only reason Usher agreed to sign him was as a favor to Diddy, not because he truly believed in Justin's potential. In recent years, Justin has completely cut ties with both Usher and Diddy, so much so that he even declined Usher's request to perform at the Super Bowl, a clear sign he's no longer willing to be connected to that chapter of his life.
Get career. Do you know Raymond Usher IV?
No.
Do you know an individual entertained by the name of Usher?
Yeah, Usher. That sounds familiar.
Isn't it true that Usher was instrumental in starting your career?
What does that have to do with this litigation, Mr. DeKalb? This is just you trying to harass the client.
Before we came back here, you'd asked me. She's gonna
Let her read back the question.
Thank you for your memory.
I was found on YouTube. I think that I was detrimental to my own career.
Justin Bieber, is continuing the purge. He has now moved to unfollow Usher, okay, his original mentor. So this is a very big story. And the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is. Of course, many people, I believe, are accurately assuming that this has something to do, one element has to do with the Diddy lawsuit. A lot of revelations were made in the Diddy lawsuit. So I'm going to start this by saying allegedly, okay, obviously, he has not yet been convicted of everything, but I knew that he was going to get arrested because after reading through this lawsuit, there were just so many pictures, way too many descriptions. He had hours of video footage proving his claims. I'm referring to the person who initially filed this, Rodney, Lil Rod, a producer, who went into great detail, a laborious effort to basically describe almost a homosexual ring in which people were being drugged at various Diddy parties. But he describes how essentially him, being a young producer, they tried to initiate him into homosexuality. And I'm going to read this directly from a lawsuit. It says, quote, Mr. Combs, that's Diddy, used access to Stevie J and his knowledge that the producer, Mr. Jones, admired Stevie J to groom and entice Mr. Jones to engage in homosexuality. But then there's a footnote in the filing, right? Because the names are redacted. And in the footnote, it reads that regarding the R&B singer that Diddy allegedly slept with, he performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. So this let people know that very clearly the name that was redacted had to have been Usher, because it was Usher who recently performed at the Super Bowl, and it was Usher at the time of this filing who had just had a very successful
A candid interview with Apple Music, Justin opened up about the negative attention he faced in the music industry. He revealed that even today, he still carries the weight of shame from those experiences. But despite it all, Justin is determined to use his story as a shield, to protect all the young artists stepping into the industry now. His message is clear. No one should have to go through what he...
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me, but at the end of the day, I don't want to, never going to force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and yeah, so yeah, I just want to protect her, I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
The memories of what Justin endured continue to haunt him to this day. His turn to drugs was a desperate attempt to escape and drown out those painful memories. Hollywood is a dark, twisted world where children are exploited. And heartbreakingly, not even their own parents seem to care about what happens to them. Long as these powerful people can use their children to make money, that's all that matters to them.